Right, so how often has somebody offered you a luck? Everybody's looking at luck, right? So how often has somebody offered you a luck? There's this item that we know is quite expensive, and here comes a guy called Jakes from around the corner who offers you that item at 30% off the normal price. We know that the item is most likely to have been acquired through dubious means. What sort of risks are incurred by purchasing these items? So let's speak to the expert. Altaaf Raoof, assalamu alaikum, brother. Welcome.
Wa alaikum assalam. Assalamu alaikum to our listeners.
Now, we're talking to all those people that are sucking lucks. We're talking to all those people that are oblivious to the legality behind how certain things are required. Pay attention. If it's you, or you just nosy like that, turn the volume up. Right? Altaaf, what sort of risks are incurred by purchasing these items, as I'd mentioned earlier?
You know, when we say something is dubious,
Yeah.
The two other phrases that we very often use in South Africa, that item may have been reappropriated or appropriated.
Oh boy.
Now, buying things of this nature constitutes a significant risk with potential criminal liability and criminal sanctions.
Now, somebody offered an item to me, I purchased it and paid them for it. Why would I be charged for this?
Now, let's assume that particular item is a stolen item, right?
Right.
Now, theft is inherently an ongoing offense. It's not a once-off thing. It's not like you steal that item and that's where the theft ends. It's ongoing because it's an ongoing deprivation of property. So one of the elements of theft is your intent to deprive. Because the deprivation is ongoing, theft and the offense itself is ongoing. Now, going hand in hand with theft, you have a charge called Section 36, which is possession of suspected stolen property. So, remember the phrase, possession of suspected stolen property.
Yeah. We've seen that in the
Theoretically,
newspapers.
you can be arrested merely by the police suspecting that the item has been stolen. They don't have to prove that the item is stolen to arrest you.
Right. So let's get into this one here. When is it considered theft of an item?
So, if you break down the offense of theft,
Right.
basically any offense, you break it down into its elements, right? So theft, when you break it down, is your unlawful, meaning you don't have any lawful justification for it. Intentional, meaning your intent to do it was there.
Right.
It wasn't done accidentally, or it wasn't done unintentionally or without your knowledge.
Yeah.
Appropriation, taking this item and taking it into your control. And then the intent to permanently deprive. You know, selling or buying of an item indicates that intent. Now, a thought just came to mind. That
Yeah.
How often have you been in a store? You're waiting in that long queue. You have an item in your hand that you intend on paying for at the till.
Yeah.
And you decide, let me open this item and snack on it.
I've never done that.
I always do.
Okay, you've never done it, right?
You always do?
Always do. But I don't forget to pay for it. I give them the wrapper, I say scan it and throw it away.
But wait, there's more.
So we've got a self-confessed criminal here.
No, I pay for it.
Why she's screaming at the microphone?
It honestly doesn't matter whether you pay for it or not.
It doesn't?
It doesn't matter, because that food item
Yes.
is a consumable,
Yes.
right?
So I consumed it.
The intent, in terms of case law,
Yes.
your intent to permanently deprive is proved at the time of consumption.
What?
So the very fact that you've stood in the line,
Yeah.
you've consumed that item prior to paying for it,
Yeah.
theoretically you could be charged for theft of that item.
So some security guy in the store can walk up to me, or Nazmira in this case, with an open, I don't know, packet of freshly fried chips that she's snacking on,
Yes.
and say to her, "Ma'am, please follow me."
Correct, because you haven't paid for the item as yet.
Wow.
The item only becomes yours
After
once you
the
pay.
exchange of funds.
I will be rethinking my life decisions.
Please do.
If a person has bought these items, what defenses in law can they raise?
Right. So, if you have bought this item, you're very likely going to be charged for Section 36,
Right.
possession of suspected stolen property.
Yeah.
Now, your best defense to a charge of Section 36 is a reasonable explanation. Right.
But I didn't know it was stolen.
So we're getting into that, right?
Yeah. Is that reasonable?
I would say it needs to be objectively reasonable and not subjectively reasonable.
Right.
Because to me, you cannot be purchasing a cell phone
Mm.
that sells for 20,000 Rand brand new
Mm.
for 2,000 Rand and saying my reasonable explanation is that
I didn't know.
I paid 2,000. I didn't know.
Yeah.
My reasonable explanation is I paid for it.
Mm.
It doesn't make sense when you look at the value of the item
Mm.
compared to thing. However, if an item is slightly damaged
Mhm.
and you're paying a slightly discounted price on it,
Mhm.
that may be reasonable.
That might be reasonable.
Realistically, every item would be judged on its own
Merits.
set of circumstances,
Yeah.
but reasonableness.
Now, do these rules also apply to second-hand goods and scrap dealers?
Yes, it does. Now, in order to trade in second-hand goods, you have your second-hand goods dealers,
Yeah.
and these guys have to be registered with SAPS. And every item that goes in there,
Scrapyards,
scrapyards and second-hand
pawn
dealers,
shops, all of that.
all of them,
Okay.
they have to be registered with the SAPS.
Mm-hmm.
Every item that comes in, there's a register that they need to fill in.
Right.
That item X was brought in by person Y, and Z amount was paid for it.
Okay.
And I believe you've got to have copies of your IDs.
Mm.
All of that there needs
Yes.
to be kept
Mhm.
to show where these second-hand items came from. Same with scrap. Your scrap dealers are supposed to be keeping records.
Listen, I've never, ever, and I'm not saying scrap, right? This would be with regard to, like, somebody's got a yard with car parts,
Yeah.
like smashed up cars, and you could go in there and you could take a door because the door's still good and change the not so good door on your car.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody take that information.
No, never.
Well, they're supposed to, because I
Yeah.
mean, what happens if that door is micro dotted,
True story.
and those micro dots are from a stolen vehicle?
Do you run the risk of spending time behind bars?
Most definitely. I mean, look, it depends on a couple of questions, right? So
Right.
you're going to look at the nature of the items. You're going to look at the
Right.
value of the items. Especially when it comes to your scrap dealers.
Mm-hmm.
We have the very rampant in South Africa issue of damage to essential infrastructure.
Yes.
So I think probably everybody who's listening at some point in their life has been affected by either a stolen cable
Cable theft, yes.
or a stolen pipe.
Yes.
Uh,
So just a few days ago, in the area that I live in, there was somebody who was busy jumping walls into neighbors' houses, and there was 2 cars that were chasing him,
yeah.
right, down the streets, and people were running behind him and things like that.
Yeah.
Eventually, ended up in my neighbor's yard, and when he was caught with taps and copper pipes.
Yeah.
So he was caught, taken to the police station. I think he slipped and fell a couple of times because he hurt his nose and his lips and things.
Fell off the roof.
I don't know, because he was jumping over fences
Yeah,
and things. So he may have slipped and hurt his lips and his jaw and his nose and things. But anyway, I digress. So he was arrested and taken in, and then a message comes out in our community group: if you've had your stuff stolen, there's somebody that is in custody. Please come over. Like, go like, so it's a CPF kind of message
Yes,
that
yes.
goes, go to the police station, identify, press a charge, whatever. Who buys this stuff? Right. So scrap dealers
Yes.
buy the
Yes,
stuff.
very
Yeah.
often.
What's the consequence to them?
You know, so firstly, the items that you're talking about copper piping,
Yes.
taps, etc.
Yes.
That would be normal theft.
Right.
We then have damage to essential infrastructure.
Yes.
Right. That's a whole new crime on its own.
Right.
So damage to essential infrastructure. So think your municipality cables. Right. Those cables have certain markings on them that identify them as municipal cables. Same with ESCOM cables. Same with the cellular networks.
Yes.
Everybody, they've got their markings on their cables.
Yes.
Those there are now Schedule 5 offences. Damage to essential infrastructure. It's a more serious offence
Yeah.
that carries more serious sanctions. I mean, I was in court the one day, and this incident had actually happened during the looting. So this incident was back in looting was 2021.
Yeah, give or take.
Right. Where it happened in the Isipingo area. This guy was driving along, and he sees somebody with a pickaxe who's busy digging up cable. So he tried to stop him, and this guy took the pickaxe and attacked this guy,
Right.
bust his windscreen, etc. This guy says, you know, I'm out of here, and I'm going to the police station. He starts driving towards the police station, and like 100 meters down the road, he comes across these guys from the army.
And he points.
Because remember, the army was out at that point trying to stabilize
Yes.
things.
Yes.
So he tells them, guys, listen, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
So they quickly went back over there. They arrested this guy. He had his pickaxe. He had his whatever his tools were.
Tools. Yeah.
And he had literally cut about a 2-meter length of municipal cable.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I don't know what the value of the 2-meter cable was, but I don't think it was that high. I mean, when you go to a scrapyard, you probably maybe 50 rand.
Right.
I'm going to say. Right?
Okay.
And I was in court for the sentencing. Right? The courts are now taking this so seriously that guy was sentenced to 15 years.
Sorry, you say 15?
15
years.
For the 2-meter piece
Look,
of cable.
realistically, in South Africa, he'd probably do like 3 or 5.
Still.
You know.
Maximum value of 50 rands.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, don't do the crime if you don't want to do the time. It's as simple as that. Talking about that, how can one stay safe and stay on the safe side of the law?
Okay. Bottom line is, and I say this about so many different things,
Yes.
if the price is too good to be true, it usually is. Only deal with reputable persons, reputable shops, reputable dealers, and support the places that insist on proper paperwork. The guys that are willing to do under-the-counter deals
Yeah.
are the guys that are usually involved in some level of criminality.
Right.
Makes sense.
Right. You see, Altaaf doesn't work for an auditing company or an accounting company and things like that. So I can't ask him about the legality of Whooplang. I'm not going to go there. I'm relax. I'm not going there. It's okay. Just if it feels wrong, it probably is. I'm just putting it out there.
In every respect.
Yeah, the whole of life.
Hint,
If it
hint,
feels
nudge,
wrong,
nudge.
if inside you something's saying to you, no.
We'll
Leave
remember
it.
this conversation the next time we hear people walking or driving past our area saying,
I'm hoping.
"Scrap for sale."
And praying she remembers this conversation the next time she's standing in the queue with her chicken fingers and chops.
He's
Eating
not,
a samosa.
he's not wrong. It
I'm
is
not wrong.
actually chicken fingers.
Because I've seen other people do that as well. So it's a pandemic. Anyway, if somebody wants to have a personal conversation with Altaaf Raoof, how would they do that?
You can drop me an email. Email address is altaaf@raooflaw. That's it today. Give it to you again. altaaf@raooflaw. That's it today. Depending how busy I am, might take a couple of days for a response, but I usually respond to everybody.
Okay, so a request on WhatsApp's come through and a really quick explanation. what is Section 37?
Section 3. Okay, I'd actually have to check that up. I don't know it offhand.
Right. It's like going to a DJ and saying, please play the song. You don't have all the songs. He knows it. You just don't know all the songs. Abdullah says, if you can prove that you bought it from someone via a receipt, are you still in trouble?
Again, it's going to go to the question of, in my opinion, it's going to go to a question of, was that purchase reasonable? Because remember, your defense to Section 36 is a reasonable explanation.
Okay.
And again, I'm going to go back to the example that I used. You can't be buying a 20,000 rand item for 2,000 rand and saying
you don't know
it was a reasonable transaction.
Receiving stolen property, knowing it to be stolen. I think that's where they're going with the whole Section 37 thing. Sarah Bibi Mustafa, I see all of your messages. Jazakallah. I'm into your du'as as well. Sister Farzana, Jazakallah khair. Your message has been forwarded to Colonel Raoof. Earlier we did an interview, Altaaf, with Dr. Nora Seneka, and she was talking about migrants and what's going on in South Africa at the moment. We have a brother that says, I'm originally from Somalia, living in South Africa for the past 24 years. My children born here and being refused to enter the hospital at Addington, Durban, where they were born and grew up because of their appearance, and they are documented. So the people standing outside, whether it's a security guard or somebody else, they are looking for whether your documents are correct or not. Then you got Metro are denying, saying we're carrying fake documents. Words being used against the foreign nationals are words damaging humanity. My question to you, for this brother or sister, because there's no name here, originally from Somalia, living in South Africa for 24 years, children born here, etc., etc., who's allowed to check your documentation?
Only law enforcement. So I know the whole thing at Addington Hospital was involving a certain political party and a certain group.
Right.
They are not allowed to do that. In fact, if I remember correctly, there were actually a court case that clearly said they're not allowed to do that.
There you go. Now you have it from our attorney, Altaaf Raoof. Thank you, Altaaf. Have a blessed day, brother.
Join us again on TBR.